Hello boys and girls, just in case you don't recognise me without my blue top on, which is currently being washed, it's Alex here. Today I'm just going to introduce another one of my puzzles. I don't know why the hell I'm doing so many puzzles at the moment, it's puzzling. However, it was more a case of somebody asked me about a video a friend of mine made, or we made together. He's a master craftsman. About French polishing and shellacking. Now, often on the internet you see demonstrations that are on a sort of like a straight plank of wood and all that, but in reality, who's going to stain or French polish or paint or do anything to a plank? You're going to do it to a constructed material, and I thought to myself, well, an intricate, difficult shaped box like this would be an ideal vehicle to demonstrate French polishing principles. Anyway, having said that, I then used this box on another forum to introduce the video, and I thought, well, damn it, I might as well make a video of how the box works. Now, this is called a UnaBox. It's floated around the woodworking community a few years ago, made by one of the American woodworking magazines that I can't remember. As always, down below the video there should be some Sketchup diagrams and maybe measurements of how to make the box. I don't know what I'm going to put there yet because I haven't put it there, and I'm not that good at predicting the future, but I assume it'll be there. Now, with regards to this UnaBox, it's a puzzle box. The original design called for a little pin in the top there that you pulled out and dismantle the box. Well, that was a tricky part. How do you that pin is obvious. This thing here, how the hell do you do it? Well, what I come up with is you've got this rotating plug, which is what the lid spins on. This here is a threaded dowel that holds the bits together. Now, basically, to undo this threaded dowel, you could use a 10-cent piece, but all my mates are cheapskates and they never have money on them, so they'd borrow my 10-cent piece, which I usually never got back, and that was costing me a fortune. So I thought, well, let's come up with a better way and have it self-contained to dismantle it rather than them having to get a sledgehammer to it and break it apart and all that. So what I've come up with is this little design. There's a magnet under there, down there, and a magnet in here that holds a washer. Pardon me. That washer now, instead of a 10-cent piece, is used to undo this, or start off this thread. As you can see, it's a threaded thing. It's getting a bit tattered because it's been used quite a few times, but still the thread holds, so why not worry about it. Once that's done, you can then pull that across. You can see, hang on, you might see it. I'll move this out of the way so it doesn't fall. You'll see the little magnet in there that holds the thread, holds that in there, so it does give you some resistance to repel the magnet. Anyway, we won't bother about the science behind that. Once you've swung that across, you can pull this lid down and then swing that out to reveal a beautifully flocked with an L, flock box. To assemble it, swing that back again, push that into a dovetail. It doesn't have to be a dovetail, it just looks neat and proves that, hey, I can do dovetails. Close that, flip that, start the plug, screw it in, tighten it up fairly tight, and this is where my 10-cent piece never gets returned, but this way I can attach that to the magnet, put that in there, and lo and behold, you've got your box assembled. Beautifully shellacked, and about the only blemish you can see on that is another threaded plug that comes through the bottom here that this attaches to, and the lid revolves around that. But anyway, as I said, hopefully the dimensions and SketchUp diagram will be down below in the comment section or below the video. If you like the thought of making it, you know, you can at least use my dimensions, or you can surf the net and find the woodworking article and get the dimensions off there and get their take. Now, I think the SketchUp diagram does have the original plans. I have altered it because I think the original plans called for a sort of like a mortise and tenon type of base join here, and I've just changed this from that similar type to what do you call them, finger joints or whatever, and that's it. Oh, by the way, that for all it's worth, this is made out of merbau, which wasn't the ideal vehicle for demonstrating French polishing because it's a very grainy bit of wood, and the whole concept, or one of the concepts of French polishing is to fill in the grain to give you a perfectly smooth finish. However, fortunately Carl is such a good operator that he has at least put a bloody good shine on this thing here. Oh, and also this little thing serves no purpose whatsoever other than the fact that I dropped the lid, put a big dent in it, and rather than recut the lid and go through the dovetail making principles again, I just put in a little plug and this little contrasting timber just to add a bit of added extra topic or interest to the item. Anyway, that's it for now. So, here boys and girls.